Hey everyone! In today's video, we are doing another reacting to your guys' hamster cages. I want to say a huge thank you to the people who submitted their cages for this video. Starting off strong, we have a male Syrian hamster named Cinnabon, who is 1.2 years old. He was born around March, and his favorite treat is the Whimsy Alligator Chew and Baby Puffs. For his cage, he lives in the Bouquet State 3.0 with 9 inches of bedding. His substrates include cocoa, shredded toilet paper, corn cob, repti sand, and shredded cork. His diet consists of a mix of the Happy Hamstery food, Missouri Lab Blocks, and some Night Angel sprays as well as Etsy sprays. He also has a 11-inch wheel. I do just want to say that your hamster is absolutely adorable. He is so cute, and I also love your cage setup. One thing that I would say is that your sand bath is a little bit small, especially since you have a Syrian hamster, but your hamster could also not really like sand, so that's why you don't have a big sand bath. I know you said that all of your dyed bedding and your dyed bridge is human grade, but still, if he were to chew it, like say he chewed the bridge, he would be ingesting those dyes, and that's not necessarily good for hamsters, and honestly, they're not that great for humans either. I love your little cinnamon roll spray holder. I think it is so cute, and it adds just a little bit extra decoration in there. You have lots of hideouts in the enclosure and lots of sprays. I do really like that you have 2 water sources in his enclosure. I think this is a really good idea if you have an elderly hamster and they have trouble getting around in their enclosure. This is just a good way to make sure that they are drinking water and getting water if you have an additional water source. Overall, I really like this cage setup. Next, we have Biggles. Biggles is a male Syrian hamster who is approximately 4 months old. He lives in a 75-gallon fish tank, and for those of you who don't know, it has around 864 square inches of floor space. There is 9 inches of bedding in the enclosure, and he also has a 11-inch wheel. For his substrates, he has sand and cork granules. He loves flax sprays, millet sprays, and rice sprays. And for treats, he loves the Crocodile Whimsy Chews and cucumbers. His seed mix that he has is the white mill seed mix. I do really like your enclosure. I would just say maybe swap out your hideout for something that is not transparent like that. Maybe get a wooden one so it's darker in there. Maybe just add a few more additional sprays in his enclosure, and maybe pick up some more herbs that you can sprinkle around for some extra enrichment. And also it makes the enclosure smell really good, and it's really pretty. I think you should also add more substrates besides the sands and the cork granules. Maybe try cocoa peat or cocoa husks just for different textures in the enclosure, or even sphagnum moss. I love the peekaboo tunnel and that strawberry hideout. Overall, your cage is really good. There is still room for improvement, like with the yellow hideout and the substrates, but I think your enclosure is really nice, and I'm very sure that Biggles loves it. Another thing that I wanted to say is that Biggles is so cute. Then we have Pancake. Pancake is a female Syrian hamster. She is 1.5 years old, and she lives in the Bouquet State 3.0 cage with 11 inches of bedding, and she also has a 12-inch wheel. Her substrates include sand, cork granules, cocoa husks, and moss. Your setup looks amazing. I love that mushroom hideout. We're twinning. I really like the little decoration of the leaves behind the enclosure. The only thing that I would really say is maybe add more sprays in her enclosure just to add a bit more clutter. I do see that you have 2 sand baths, which is a really good option for a hamster who really likes digging in their sand. I love all the beautiful forage that you have and all the chew toys. Overall, I really love everything that you have in your setup. I think it looks great. Also, Pancake is adorable. Her yawn is so cute, and with her tongue sticking out, adorable. Next, we have Zuko. Zuko is a dwarf hamster. He is 1.5 years old. He is living in a wire cage that is very tiny. He has a saucer wheel, only 5 inches of bedding. It could definitely use some improvement. He does have a sand bath, so that's good, but his diet only consists of pellets. And if you don't know, hamsters are omnivores, so that means they eat a variety of seeds, grains, and nuts. so a pellet diet is not very nutritious. Another thing with his wheel, he has a flying saucer wheel, and those are actually very unsafe since they bend the hamster's back at a curve, and so over time it can cause severe back problems, and that is not good at all. So I would recommend getting a regular standard size wheel, and for a dwarf, I would aim for a 10-inch wheel. I do think that you should get a bigger enclosure so you can add more bedding, a proper size wheel, and enrichment like other substrates, sprays, and I would also recommend getting a proper seed mix with high variety instead of just plain pellets. No hate towards the person who submitted the enclosure, but his hamster is living, in quotes, in his dream resort, and I very much disagree with this. He is not living in his dream resort, unfortunately. He needs a bigger enclosure, way more enrichment, and a proper wheel. Another thing that he said is that the cage is about 20 inches long. It's plenty of space. Once again, I disagree with this. It is not plenty of space. It is quite the opposite. It is way too small. Which to that he said, I know that hamsters need big cages and all, but it's my first cage, so nothing. That does not give you the excuse that you can't provide proper care to what hamsters actually need. I just feel so bad for Zuko. He is so cute, and I just really wish that his owner would give him and provide the proper care that he knows that he should be giving. Next we have Mickey. Mickey is a female dwarf hamster. She is 1.5 years old and her cage is 120 centimeters by 50 centimeters. She has 15 to 25 centimeters of spruce bedding and a 25 centimeter wheel. She has many sprays in her enclosure. She has oat, flax, amaranth, wheat, millet, and more. The substrates include beach chips, hemp, cocoa husk, paper bedding, sand, cork, and moss. I love everything in the enclosure. I especially really like that Trixie mushroom hideout. I love all of the sprays and the cork clogs and branches. The little puzzle toy that you have in the corner is really cool. I really like the cork log that you have right in front of the glass. I bet it's so funny watching your hamster go in there. I really like the branches, but I would just be very careful that your hamster doesn't fall off when climbing up them because it is a significantly high height. Overall, I really love your setup, and Mickey is so cute. Lastly, we have Whiskey. Whiskey is 5 months old. She's a female Syrian hamster. She lives in the Bouquet State cage with 10 inches of bedding, and she has a 12-inch wheel. Her substrates include sand, cocoa, beach chips, and moss. She has sprays, forage, Etsy seed mix. Her favorite food is flax sprays, bananas, and strawberries. I love the grapevine wood that you have in Whiskey's enclosure, along with the mushroom hideout that you have in the back corner. I really like the nesting material in the chamber hideout. I really like the little steps in the sand bath and the cocoa peat dish. In the back of the enclosure to the right, I would suggest maybe putting another hideout where the cat-shaped dish is. I really like the little peekaboo hideout that you have underneath the bedding. One recommendation that I would give is to put the sand in a dish or container. And then you could just put the sand bath container on a platform. You could also put the wheel on a platform so that way your bedding is not sloped so big. I love all the clutter. I love your whole entire setup. It looks so good. And Whiskey is adorable as always. I just want to say another huge thank you to all of the people who submitted their cages. They looked wonderful. And of course, your hamsters are so cute. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!